A pleasant afternoon. This is the grand webinar orientation for the special online summer term for the Colleges of Nursing in Quezon City, Antipolo City, Cabanatuan, and San Fernando campuses with the theme Learning Virtually, Caring Virtuously. To formally open our program for this afternoon, let us pause for a prayer. May I ask Mr. John Mamaril to lead us in the prayer?
Okay, let's put our presence in the presence of the Lord. Thank you for giving me a mind that can know and a heart that can love. Help me to keep learning every day of my life, no matter what the subject may be. Let me be convinced that all knowledge leads to you, and let me know how to find you and love you in all the things you have made. Encourage me when the studies are difficult and when I am tempted to give up. Enlighten me and help me to grasp the truth held out to me. Grant me the grace to put my knowledge to use in building the kingdom of God on earth, so that I may enter the kingdom of God in heaven. Amen. Our Lady of Fatima.
Pray
Pray
for
for
us.
us. Yes, good afternoon to our dear students. So today we would be having our webinar orientation on our special online summer term. In this orientation, we are expecting everyone to develop a, a well-rounded understanding and to be well-informed and to efficiently utilize the tools that we have for virtual learning. We are honored to have here with us the lady at the forefront of OLFU's educational innovation. Dear students, let us welcome our University President, Dr. Caroline Marian S. Enriquez.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry to come in late. I just came from another meeting. As you know, for Zoom meetings, it can happen that meetings are scheduled by different groups all at the same time. The meeting I came from lasted 5 hours. So we just finished, and I'm happy to be here, welcoming all the nursing students coming from Quezon City, Antipolo, Cabanatuan, San Fernando. Welcome to our Lady of Fatima University's special online summer term. I'm sure many of you are afraid, many of you are uncertain about how the term will come out to be. But nonetheless, I want to assure you that it will be very refreshing to see all of you here and to have you attend all the classes. Things will be different. There will be a lot of ways by which we will be conducting the delivery of your lectures. And I'm glad that all of you came here with an open mind. Actually, right now, what we have here, what we should have right now is an open mind. We have to change our mindset. Things are different, but things can be done. And even if it's done differently, it is a way by which we can address the challenges that we see that is upon us right now. For the moment, the university has decided to conduct its classes to an online mode, especially for this summer.
we'll try to get back with the message of our university president. Traditional in-person classroom learning is likely not going entirely, but the opportunity for heightened virtual solutions is at place. With this, the Our Lady of Fatima kicks off its summer term with a battle cry, Go Flex. Flex meaning Fatima Learning Experience, which combines online learning, distance learning, and where health conditions permit, an on-campus learning. For our students, you may raise your questions by clicking on the Q&A button located at the lower part of your screen. Your professors will be glad to answer your queries. Ma'am Jackie?
Sorry. We all know about us being an achiever. Earlier, our students, everyone have seen the video on the university core values. Now, let us know more about our university. So just recently, Our Lady of Fatima University was awarded with the Philippine Quality Award by this is one of the most important awards that an organization can have. Also, we are given the ISO 9001 2015 certification. And definitely, we all know this, that Our Lady of Fatima University is the home of top-notchers. All of these are made possible because of the visionaries behind Our Lady of Fatima University. On your screen, you will see our Board of Trustees at the middle. We have met her earlier, our University President, Dr. Caroline Marian S. Enriquez. Facing your screen on her right is Dr. Yvonne Guevara. She's the chairman of the Fatima University Medical Center. Beside her is Mr. Don August O. Santos, our executive vice president. And on the left of our university president is Dr. Maylene Bernadette S. Abad Santos. She is our Vice President for Student Affairs, and beside her is Mr. Enrico John O. Santos. Also, our Board of Trustees who are not here on the image is Mr. Robert Bjorn O. Santos and Dr. Vicente Santos Jr.
Ma'am Jackie, can we call back
Yes.
again our beloved university president
Yeah.
for her message to our students?
Dear students, I'm back. I apologize for the technical glitch. I think it was my connection that ran out. So anyway, I just want to again welcome you to Our Lady of Fatima University. And like what I experienced earlier on, I myself, I have issues with some technical connectivities, and I can understand your plight, especially if there will be issues on your connectivity. With that, I think there's a general instruction for most of the faculty to be on the more compassionate side, especially when students are unable to log on because of connectivity issues. What we want to make sure, however, is that you take full advantage of the online deliverables of your summer term. So there will be a lot of new ways of doing things, as I've said earlier on, and there will be a new experience for you. But overall, the content will be as good as it was back when you were in school, back when we were doing things face to face. What we have been doing also for the past several months is talk to different telecommunication companies and ask them for special packages for the students. So offhand, we were able to talk with Smart and Globe, but we believe that Smart was able to give us a better package exclusively for Fatima students. So if you have normally from where it was coming from, for 300 pesos, they were giving us 4 gigabytes plus 1 gigabyte that you needed to refresh every day. But because of our talks with them, we were able to get a much lower price. So it's now down to 252 more or less, I think. And then you get 1 gigabyte that is cumulative, plus the 4 gigabytes. So the 1 gigabyte, if you don't use it on a Monday, and you're able to start using it for your LMS only on a Friday, It gives you with 5 gigabytes. So it's a good offer, I guess, coming from Smart, especially so that with the amount of gigabytes that you can save in a way and use when you need it, it will be very advantageous for you to see if this one will work for you. It's an optional basis. We'll launch it sometime next week. On top of that, we're also thinking of another way by which we could help you, and that is, well, you're familiar already with that, the use of Canvas. And Canvas right now is a very powerful instrument for delivering our education. There's so many functionalities in Canvas that you probably never imagined. And you're lucky you belong to a school that has a strong LMS foundation to deliver its education. So with that, I welcome you to Our Lady of Fatima University. We're here for you. Anything that you need from your faculty, the faculty will be available for you, as well as the different guidance counselors, and even your deans are available for you. So with that, I say thank you and welcome to Our Lady of Fatima University. Thank you, Arnel.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Enriquez.
Thank you very much, Dr. Enriquez. We're very happy to announce, Ma'am Jackie, Dr. Enriquez, that there are 904 students watching us for this webinar. Thank you, everyone,
Welcome,
and hello from
everyone.
us.
Welcome. Thank
Ma'am
you.
Jackie?
Yeah, yeah. So maybe you may be asking why do we have to hold this grand webinar orientation? Well, technically virtual education here at Our Lady of Fatima University is just beginning. It's just starting. So you are the first wave who will really experience how virtual education is for Our Lady of Fatima University. So in this session, we are expecting you to be guided on how will you go about your virtual learning. So how can we make virtual learning seamless and for you to, in the long run, care virtuously to your client? Sir Ernell?
All right, so moving on with our program, we shall be presenting the objectives. Oh, the College of Nursing. Ma'am Jackie?
Yes. Wait, okay. So as you can see on your screen, I'm sorry, I am just having some difficulties. So on your screen, you'll see that that the College of Nursing of Our Lady of Fatima University is the first in the National Capital Region to be Level 4 accredited. Well, it's just to say that you will really get quality education here at Our Lady of Fatima University. That definitely we want you to be competent and compassionate nurses in the future. More so, Our Lady of Fatima University is highly acclaimed as it is the home of top-notchers. So for the past few years, we have been producing board top-notchers, and maybe one of these 912 individuals would be our next board top-notcher, right, Sir Ernell?
I couldn't agree more, Ma'am Jackie.
And well, because of the global pandemic now more than ever, um, the world is seeing the importance of nurses, not just in healthcare industry, but in other professions as well, in other areas as well. And that makes our profession more dynamic. And speaking of dynamic individuals, dynamic nurses, let's hear it. Yes, Sir Adele.
It's my honor to present to everyone the BSN curriculum. So the BSN curriculum is a 4-year program consisting of general education and professional courses with emphasis on the nursing concepts with corresponding related learning experiences. They are threaded from first year through fourth year, and the BSN program provides an intensive nursing practicum that will refine further the nursing competencies to ensure the achievement of the BSN program's outcomes. And in the Philippines, The Bachelor of Science in Nursing program is equivalent to the level 6 of the Philippine Qualifications Framework. Ma'am Jackie?
Yes, Sir Anel. So, yes, in nursing, you will see that we are taking care of individuals from womb to tomb. Okay. So, moving on with our program, sir.
All right. We shall be presenting a video highlighting what the College of Nursing is. As we all know, the worldwide response to the novel coronavirus continues. Nurses are working to assist the sick, quell community fears, and address concerns. Nurses, as the largest sector of the healthcare workers in every country, plays a pivotal role in preparation for the pandemic. And as frontline responders, nurse leaders are the first to recognize symptomatic patients and harmonize response efforts. The World Health Organization declared 2020 to be the year of the nurse across the globe. Many organizations were poised to affirm this theme and celebrate the many roles and contributions of nurses in advancing the health and welfare of people in every nation. Let us all watch this video presentation. All right, thank you very much for that video presentation. At this point, we would like to hear the message of the Dean of our Quezon City campus. Let us all welcome Dean Nelia Capulong.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to see you back in our SOST, Special Online Summer Term. Your class now during the summer is entirely different from what you have been used to. You go to your class, have a face-to-face interaction with your classmates, with your teachers. But now the interaction goes only through the screen. We're so near yet so far in the comfort of your home. And I'm very sure you know the reason why. In your curriculum, which is CMO number 15, in each course or subject, there's a requirement of 20 to 30% of independent study. But because of the present situation, a higher percentage is now allotted for independent study online. But don't worry, your teacher will still be with you on scheduled time. So if you have any questions for clarifications or explanation that you think you don't understand in your module, you can always ask her, get in touch with her. Now, modules can be accessed, as what Dr. Carol has said, in our Canvas, which is our learning management system. Technology has really gone a long way. We talk, we discuss with one another through Messenger, Facebook, but now we go to Zoom, Google Meet, or Google Hangout. In Canvas, you take the quizzes, submit your course tasks, and even examinations. So that's how techy our university is. So Our Lady of Fatima University is happy to welcome you in our virtual class. Let's all enjoy and do the flex. Fatima Learning Experience. So good afternoon to all.
Thank you so much, Dean Capulong. Now, at this juncture, we will be introducing the men and women who will be facilitating your Fatima learning experience. Here to present the faculty members for the special online summer term is one of the faculty members from the Quezon City campus, Mrs. Jennifer Sales.
All right, good afternoon to everyone. Okay, I am very pleased to present to each and everyone the faculty members of the College of Nursing. Okay, in the College of Nursing of Our Lady of Fatima University, we recognize that every student deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, and who understand the power of connection and insist that they become the best that they can be. So it is my privilege to introduce to you the faculty members of the College of Nursing, Quezon City. On your upper left is Mr. Rainiel Marquez. We also have Miss Marie Christine Lim, Dr. Liza May Hasino, Miss Mary Ann Lopez, Miss Carla May Hamosmos, and Miss Maria Criselda Racel Avellino. More of which, the Quezon City College of Nursing is also facilitated by Miss Daisy Yadan, Miss Carmela Perez, Rosel Estuaria, Cecil Guevara, our program head, yours truly, Jennifer Sales, and of course our dear Dean Kapulong, okay, to assist in the College of Nursing of Quezon City. More for our instructors, we have our Dr. Arreglo, Dr. Florence Grajeda, and Dr. Michael Agali. For the Antipolo campus, we have Miss Colleen Flores as the program head, Miss Victoria Santa Maria, Miss Cheryl Hill, Mr. Brian Romulus Savillano, Miss Laicheri Roman, and of course, we have Mr. Joselito Haba. More of which, the Antipolo campus is also handled by Miss Sheila May Edkibal, Mr. Renovo Mirador, and Miss Aida Medina. Moving on for our SOST that will be later on San Fernando City campus. Okay, our clinical instructors or our professors are Mr. Jeffrey Evangelista, Mr. Anthony Ramos, Mr. Marcelius Belisario, Miss Alma Bautista Alejandro, and of course your program head, Mr. Arnel Benjamin. And of course, for our Cabanatuan City campus, the College of Nursing is spearheaded by their program head, Miss Melody M. Gatula. Okay, and the faculty members are Mr. Rodolfo de Guzman, Miss Melinda Gonzalez, Miss Januaria Lomotos, and of course, Miss Miriam Gonzalez. So again, good afternoon. Okay, more of which for the Cabanatuan City campus, we have Marcelius Belisario, Miss Maria Nerissa Villacorta, and of course, Miss Mirna Balange. So that would be our faculty members for the College of Nursing.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jen, for presenting to us the lineup of faculty members who will handle the SOST classes for this summer. Next part of our program. Canvas is a powerful global learning platform which is used by more than 3,000 institutions, including top-notch universities such as Harvard University and Stanford University. It serves as a digital avenue for education and it facilitates a modern and personalized learning approach. Here to talk about the Canvas and Netiquette is the head of our Education, Learning, Innovation, and Technology Enhancement Center. Let us all welcome Ms. Marisa Chua.
Thank you so much, Sir Arnel. So good afternoon, everyone. So I am honored to be part of this orientation. And of course, thank you, Dr. Dina, for inviting me and the College of Nursing. So before I start my topic, let me introduce my department. So I am from Elite Center. So Elite Center stands for Education, Learning, Innovation, and Technology Enhancement Center. So it is a newly established department in our university, and our role is to provide and manage technology and innovation in terms of education, and one of that is Canvas. So what is Canvas? Okay, so Canvas is a learning management system widely used not only in big universities here in the Philippines, but also in other parts of the world. Next, please. So this application, by the way, Canvas is an application that provides the framework that handles all aspects of the learning process, wherein teachers can put content and learning materials. The teachers can also give online assignments or assessment for the students to accomplish. So next is the online etiquette, but allow me to define etiquette first. So according to Google, etiquette is defined as the formal manners and rules that are followed in social or professional settings. So the internet right now plays a huge part in our daily activities. So we can communicate freely with others and we can share information with ease via messaging apps such as Viber, Messenger, Telegram, and the like. And also we use social media, but student, it should not be an excuse to perform etiquette. Okay, so what is etiquette? Okay, so online etiquette is the correct way of communicating or behaving on the internet. So it is also known as the netiquette or netiquette. Okay, so again, there's a saying, students, that think before you click. So I know you're all familiar with that. Okay, next, please. Okay, so the university provided us the netiquette guide for our students, and this is available in your Canvas module. And I guess this was discussed already by your professors during this week. Okay, so next, please. Okay, so this guide discusses that students immersed in an online environment are bound with the university policies, rules, and regulations written in your handbook, student handbook, and abide existing code of conduct and guidelines while you are online. So later on, one of the speakers will tackle some of this, including the Data Privacy Act. Okay, next, please. So this is very important to understand the common rules and of course the regulations. Okay, because as a student, we should abide with the following rules. Okay, and of course, even you are engaged online, so you have to consider the following things. So this ensures that the message you intend to convey is received correctly. Okay, so let me start with the first one. So next, please. Okay. So since you're engaged in an online environment using web conferencing software such as Zoom, so I guess some of your teachers will use Zoom, some of them will use Google Meet, some of them will use Big Blue Button. So you have to ensure that you're following specific policies. Okay, can you please go back to the previous slide? Okay, thank you. Now, let me start with the first policy or the first two rule. So your official Fatima G Suite account should be used to join in your online classes. Okay. Make sure also that the name displayed in your online session is your complete name and of course not your nickname or your alias. Okay. You may also consider adding your photo so that your teachers can recognize you. We encourage not to use the photo of your favorite actor or actress or your favorite cartoon character. Okay. Also, the teacher will check your attendance. So for proper identification and to check the status, if you're still awake and you're not sleeping, you have to turn on your camera. Okay. So next, please. So this time, let me share the online etiquette. So this should be properly observed during your online class. So students, you also have to consider that time is gold. So we consider joining the online class 5 minutes before your schedule. This is to ensure that everything is set before the session starts. And your attire in joining the online class should also be observed. You have to look pretty and handsome and ready to meet your online classmates. So no need for you to wear your school uniform, students. So as long as you're wearing a decent attire, that's fine. Okay, and last but not the least, is the use of your microphone. So we encourage everyone to mute your microphone if you are needed to speak, and unmute it if it's not time for you to talk. Okay, this is very important to consider so as not to distract the teacher and to eradicate unnecessary noise. Also consider the use of the chat box. So I think every web conferencing software has a chat box. So make sure that when you're using a chat box, you have to only type or enter necessary information. Okay. So next, please. Okay. So I know most of us are only using their mobile phones, and you want to know what is the equivalent of the data that we're using. I think most of us are only having a prepaid load, something like that. Okay, so let me show with you, or let me share with you the equivalent of the 1 gig mobile data that we have. So this is very important for us to maximize the peso that we are spending. Okay, so this is an information coming from PLDT during their presentation. So the first one, 1 gigabyte is equivalent to 14 hours of researching articles on Science Direct. Okay, next one, this is also equivalent to create 550 online documents. This is also equivalent to send and receive over 1,000 emails. This is also equivalent, 1 gig of data is equivalent to 1 hour of real-time video conference. So meaning, students, if you have your online session or you have your online classes, that is equivalent to 1 hour only. Okay? Also, you have to consider that 1 gig of data is equivalent to watch 45 minutes recorded lectures online. So I guess most of your teachers will share online lectures or video lectures. So once you have it, you can only watch 45 minutes of that. Okay, and then you can also send and receive over 1,000 messages online using your 1 gig of data. So next, please. Okay, so how about the features of Canvas? So I will not discuss the first one because the first one is for the faculty members. So let me move on to the second one, which is the immersive reader. So the immersive reader, this is a new feature of Canvas wherein this feature can be used to view pages in Canvas. So it will enhance your reading experience by improving accessibility and boosting your reading comprehension. So students, you can also use this with students with visual impairment. And the good thing with this, meaning if you don't want to read the content of your Canvas page, you can now enable the immersive reader and the Canvas will read the content for you. Okay, next on the list is the integration with third-party tools. So right now, Canvas can be integrated with different third-party applications such as YouTube and also Google Drive. So if you have your Google Drive, and I guess you have it, you can link your Google Drive directly to your Canvas. So meaning some of your assignments or lectures coming from your teachers can be uploaded or can be saved to your Google Drive. Okay, fourth on the list is the speed grader. So the speed grader makes it easy for your teachers to evaluate you, students, in once you submitted your assignments and your quizzes as well. Okay, and the next one is the report and analytics. This is very helpful to teachers as well as to the college deans. So Canvas provides different types of reports, such as attendance report. Okay, we also have the access view reports, the page view report, the list of users. So meaning we can easily identify who are my students in these sections and what are the total time activity of my students. And I can also identify who are my students using Canvas. Okay, so next one, please. Okay, so this time let me proceed with the frequently asked questions. And I know some of you have so many questions in mind. So let me answer some of that. So the first question is that, how to log in on Canvas? Okay, of course, you have to use your Fatima G Suite account or your Fatima Gmail account, which includes the domain at student.fatima.edu.ph with your default password, your student number with dash. So meaning if it's your first time to use Canvas, you have to use your student number as your default password. Okay, you will also consider students downloading the Canvas student app. So once you have it, you can now use your Fatima credentials to open your Canvas student app. Those students, in using the Canvas student app, there is a limitation. So a limitation in terms of submitting your assignment and at the same time answering your online quiz. So it would be challenging for students if you will have your online quiz or you will submit your assignment if you're using only your mobile devices. Okay, next please. Okay, now this is very common to us students. What if you forgot your password? What will you do? Okay, so of course you have to visit our email or our Facebook page just in case you forgot your password. Okay, and then we will do the reset for you. Now, for other G Suite concerns, you may visit ITO. So let me give you the link or the website or the ITO help desk. So it's ITO Help Center at fatima.edu.ph. So they will answer your concern about your G Suite account. But if your concern is more on resetting, Elite Center can do that for you. Okay? Next one. Okay. Next is what if I have courses missing in my account or I have multiple sections in my account or in my dashboard. So again, you need to inform us. You need to inform the Elite Center by sending us a message with a copy of your registration card and the details of your concern. Okay, so next please. Okay, so since I have limited time, students, so for other concerns, please feel free to visit our Facebook page at OLFU Elite Center-Canvas or send us an email at elite_center at fatima.edu.ph. Now, you can also send messages to our LMS coordinators per campus. So you have there Canvas _support_ the code for your campus at fatima.edu.ph. Now for Laguna, or sorry, let me start with Antipolo. For Antipolo, that's ant. So Canvas _support_ant. For Laguna, it's lug. For Pampanga, it's spam. And then for Quezon City, of course, you can use the elite_center. That's the main email. Okay, so thank you so much, students, for listening, and I hope you enjoy your online summer class. Again, good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Chua. So Canvas is indeed our partner in learning. However, you may still ask, how can we access other references and resources at the comfort of our home? So to talk about the learning resources that you can access at your fingertips, let me call on our librarian, Mr. Michael Q. Katahan from the Learning Resource Center.
Thank you po, Ms. Jacqueline, for that introduction. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Dino and the College of Nursing for inviting me as one of the speakers for today's orientation. So, to all faculty members and students, good afternoon. Basically, I'll just give a brief orientation about the services of the Learning Resource Center for this special online summer term. So first, our vision is that the Learning Resource Center envisions being a learning hub for collaboration by providing access to a high quality resources and innovative services. While for our mission, we are committed to promote lifelong learning to OLFU community by providing excellent service that supports the instruction and research of the university. Next slide, please. While for our desired outcomes is that all FU students are able to effectively utilize and analyze available information resources for continuing professional and personal learning. While for OLFU faculty members are able to execute course outcomes with the help of available information resources at the Learning Resource Center. So, next please. So this special online summer term, mainly you can reach us through our online reference service. So this service allows the LRC to connect and provide needed information for students and faculty members online. So next slide, please. So this infographic was prepared by the marketing department. So if you need anything or you have concerns regarding the resources, you should follow this standard form. So you can email us at lrc@fatima.edu.ph. So you can message us any time of the day. We kindly expect our response within 24 hours. So next po. So in our university, we have two main online database. The first one is the Science Direct. Science Direct is a leading resource of peer-reviewed science, technology, and health information. So basically, Science Direct is more on the allied health. So you can access electronic journals and publications. So over 3,800 journals are available using the Science Direct. So right now, it is under the integration phase with our LMS, Learning Management System, Canvas. So once integrated, all students and faculty members can directly access the Science Direct by logging in their Canvas account. So next slide, please. The second online database that we have that offers electronic books and electronic journals is the EBSCO host. It includes tens of thousands of electronic books covering a large selection of multidisciplinary academic subjects, including the latest titles from the leading publishers and university presses. So I will show to you the subjects related with EBSCO host. Next slide po. So as you can see, those subjects, if you need any resources related to that subject, you can search using EBSCO host. And the second part is the leading academic publishers. I think we're all familiar with these publishers. So so another service that we offer during this SOST is our online library or LRC webpage. By visiting our LRC webpage, you can check the updates and announcements, the list of services that we offer, the open educational resources that are downloadable, the access to Science Direct, EBSCO host, and our online reference service. So I'll show you the step-by-step process on how to access the online library. So these are the steps, but I prepared some screenshots so that you can see. Okay, next slide, please, po. The first step that you need to do is that you need to log in using your Fatima email. Once you enter the main Gmail, next slide, please, po. You may select the Google Waffle or the icon for the Google Apps and kindly select the OLFU LRC, and then you click it and it will direct you to our web page. In our web page, as I mentioned a while ago, you can check the online resources, the EBSCO host, and the Science Direct. So I hope after this orientation, you'll try to visit our web page so that you can reach your librarians, and any time of the day we are all willing to help and assist our students. So next slide po. So if you have any concerns or questions regarding the services of the library, kindly contact us at lrc@fatima.edu.ph. And if you have any questions regarding my presentation, kindly email me at mqkatahan@fatima.edu.ph. So I hope after this orientation, we'll receive a lot of emails coming from you. So again, welcome to our university and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Katahan from our Learning Resource Center. Again, may I just reiterate their email address? If you have any concerns with our library, you can email them at lrc@fatima.edu.ph. Being an integral part of of the Our Lady of Fatima University Educational Program, the Center for Guidance Services plays a significant role in molding our students, some of whom may be facing confusions, challenges, conflicts, problems, and maladjustment. The Center for Guidance Services is dedicated to the continuous search for appropriate and effective interventions in understanding and helping students with issues they face. And here to orient us on their programs, we have with us this afternoon the overall head of the Center for Guidance Services, and the head of the Center for Quality Management. Let us all welcome Dr. Annalisa P. Ocampo.
Okay, thank you, Sir Noel. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the College of Nursing for inviting me here, especially Dr. Michael Joseph Dino for inviting me here to present to all of you our guidance services that will be offered during this special online summer term. Okay, so let me start first with the most important guidance service, which is counseling. The CGS, or the Center for Guidance Services, exists for you, my dear students. We are and will be here and will always be here willing to assist you in any way we could, be it personal, social, and psychological. And we have always been here to come to you for an emotional first aid. We have actually posted all our cell phone numbers, our messenger accounts, our Facebook accounts, so it will be easier for you to get in touch with us if in case you will need our help. Next, we have the next slide, please. Yes, we have here this one, the information and consultation. It has always been the practice of most students to always inquire anything that is related to their studies, anything that is related to the university, be it about their teachers or be it about their classmates. So you can always get in touch with us for information and even consult us if in case you also need again help from the office. We may not always have the answer to your questions, but we can always refer you to the right office where answers to your questions can always be answered. Okay, so the next guidance service, yes. The next is the focus group discussions or the group counseling sessions. We have been doing this activity ever since, and maybe some of you have even attended some of the sessions in our offices. This is what we are really excited about because this time we will be delivering this on another platform. It's either via Zoom or via Google Meet. By the third lecture week during this special term, we will be inviting you already by program to attend webinars that will focus on mental health, especially on how to cope with the new normal. As early as now, I am encouraging you and requesting for you to attend this activity, which will only last for only an hour. You will not only be enriched, but this will also help put balance in your SOST life. Yes, in your online classes, you will be able to acquire all the theories, all the facts that you will need. And from us, you will acquire the emotional aid you will need to be able to cope up with the overwhelming changes brought about by the pandemic. Okay, so I hope you will be able to make it in our group counseling sessions. Next, we have this one. I'd like to show you this. This is actually what we have accomplished already for during the ECQ period. We have extended or we have conducted group sessions with the kinder. As you can see in the in the left side, we have here a day with a guidance counselor during the coronavirus pandemic online chat program kids edition. So we have actually provided this to kinder to grade 6 pupils, and it was really a very fun-filled 1 hour session with them together with their parents also. And then after that, we also conducted another group counseling sessions with the grade 12. It was actually last week only that we have accomplished or we have finished all the sections in grade 12. So we've been doing this and we are really very excited to extend this to all of you, our dear SOST students. Okay, thank you. Next we have, next slide please. Yes, next slide. Yes, research. the Center for Guidance Services has always been an advocate of research. We are greatly inspired by our very own research director, Dr. Michael Joseph Dino. And because of his CES, it drives us to really engage in research. And we have been, like what I mentioned, we have been doing this in the department. And for this term, we will be also requesting your participation because we will be conducting surveys that could help us come up with programs that will improve the not only the for continuous improvement of all the services that we offer in Fatima. Okay, so I hope that you will look forward to this. Next, we have yan, the online evaluation of teachers. I'm very sure you are very familiar with this already because every semester you have been evaluating your faculty. But this time, you will be evaluating them online. Okay, so we have partnered with Elite and we will be doing this during the 4th week of the SOST. So this will be probably starting on June 29. So expect that you will receive notification as to what will or how you will go with the evaluation of your faculty. All of your faculty, all of the teachers that will be handling you will be evaluating them. And this evaluation is really a helpful tool so that teaching performance can be improved and you will be able, from the feedback that you will be providing to us, we will be able to strengthen the positive or the positive traits of your teachers in terms of teaching, and of course change those that are somewhat needs improvement. Okay, so evaluation of teachers is another online guidance services. Next, we have the yan, attendance will still be very important during this term. As you can see in this illustration, the teachers are the ones who refer absences to us. Yes, you are online, but there are some students who have never been. I hope no student will never all students will always be present in their classes. Now, for those students who will never log in, then there's a possibility that you will also be referred to us. Now, we will be texting you or we will be calling you just to remind you so that you will be able to, again, go back to your class, your online class. And of course, this is a preventive program. We wanted to really help you become successful and never be absent from your classes. So again, this is one program that you will be expecting from us, the teacher-student referral system or the student monitoring program. Next, we have next slide, please. Okay, so we have this one, the placement. This may not be yet a program that is for you, but I just would like you to know that we have been providing jobs to the alumni. And this is also an online guidance service that we provide to the students of Our Lady of Fatima University. Okay, so these are all, I guess I have discussed already all the online guidance services. Again, I would like to thank the college for continuously supporting our department and giving me this few minutes to let our services be known to all the future nurses. I wish you good luck for this special term. I congratulate all of you, both teachers and students, for accepting the challenge of being online on this SOST. You are the first batch of the new normal in teaching and learning, and you will be part of our university's history of continuous drive for excellence. Again, good afternoon, and thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Ana Ocampo, our head Center of Guidance Services, and of course our CQM head as well. Thank you so much. Now, one of the threats involved in virtual education would be privacy breach in exchange of information. So at this point, let us be educated on how we ensure privacy of our data. Let us listen to our Data Protection Officer, Ms. Lucille Garcia.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to present to you the updates in Data Privacy Office insofar as online environments in education sector is concerned. My topic is all about coping coping with the new normal in the academe through Data Privacy Act and privacy measures. So let me first walk you through with the law. Next slide, please. Republic Act 10173, or the Data Privacy Act of 2012, simply stated, it is the right of an individual not to have private information about himself disclosed and to live freely from surveillance and intrusion. Now, be it noted that giving out personal data comes with a potential cost. Security breaches happen where personal information gets destroyed, lost, altered, or disclosed, accessed, and processed without consent. Many times, these instances lead to identity theft, fraud, blackmail, and damaged reputations, both among individual and organization. So therefore, this law protect the individual personal information in information and communication systems in government and private sector, and thereby creating the National Privacy Commission as its implementing arm. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, in carrying out our data privacy measures, we have to take note of adherence to the data privacy principles of transparency, legitimate purpose or legitimacy, and proportionality. And in handling data, the personal and sensitive information should be our caution points so that we will always be guided of its proper disclosure. Now, the PI, well, not the other PI that you are thinking, refers to the information from which the identity of the individual is directly and reasonably ascertained, or when put together with other information would directly and certainly identify an individual. So what are examples of this? So for example, we have the name, the address, the phone number, and the email address. Now, the more significant question is, how can we legally process the personal information? So we can process the personal information through the following criteria and instances. So firstly, we have consent. If there is a presence of contract with the individual, if it is for vital interest, the life and health, if it is in consonance with a legal obligation, if it is in cases of national emergency, public order, and safety as prescribed by our law, a constitutional, if there is a constitutional or statutory mandate of a public authority, and of course, if it is for the legitimate interest of the PIC or the third parties. Now, for the information of everyone, our PIC or Personal Information Controller is the Our Lady of Fatima University. Although we also have the different departments which are considered as data owners, but they are still under the umbrella of the PIC, which is the Our Lady of Fatima University. Next slide, please. Now, apart from personal information, we also have the sensitive personal information. If we take care of our personal information, all the more that we should take care of our sensitive personal information because there is a penalty. There are penalties for violations of this. And the penalties include not only criminal liabilities but also include civil liabilities. So makukulong ka na, magbabayad ka pa. So we have to be very careful of this. And when we talk about sensitive personal information, it pertains to the race, the marital status, age, religious, philosophical, and political affiliations, our health, education, and genetics, our government-issued IDs like SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig, and those established by an executive order or an act of Congress to be kept classified. Next slide, please. Now, how can we lawfully process the SPI? So again, we have the consent. If there is an existing laws and or regulations, if it is for medical treatment, if it is for the lawful rights and interests in court proceedings and legal claims. Now, in having so, we do have several privacy measures in our new normal. So again, as what was discussed by Ms. Chua of the Elite Center, we always have to keep in mind the OLFU online classroom etiquette. We should always be guided of that. We also review the Data Privacy Act and other related laws, and also review the OLFU Data Privacy Manual. And in addition to that, may I share to you the Fast 5 in upholding data privacy in an online environment. So I call it Fast Five. So number one, when you are having your online lectures, please avoid taking pictures and screenshots of classmates and teachers. Now, the photos and the names in an online lecture and conferences are personal information where privacy laws apply. But if you really wanted to take photos, then ask consent. Now, consent may be in the form of written consent or verbal consent to the concerned individual or the data owner should you want to take photos. Again, number two, next slide, please. We have, when it comes to audio and video recordings. Now, we also avoid audio and video recordings where personal and sensitive information are ascertained and sharing the same to others without permission from the data owner. Now, our resources, there are permissible learning resources, videos, PowerPoint presentations, and other reading materials which will be made available to the learning management system or our Canvas. So, wag po tayong mag-alala. The things that we discuss in our online classroom will also be made available in our Canvas. So, there's no need really for you to take recordings, both audio and video, because the resources will be made available to our Canvas. The number three, next slide, please. So let us also be vigilant of the technical measures you can do to safeguard your information, such as securing strong password to your online learning account and change the same preferably every after 90 days. So the rule of thumb is we change it every after 90 days. Now, do not save passwords when using a public Wi-Fi and always log out of browsers. Next slide, please. Number four, avoid keeping unsecure sites. Always look for the HTTPS. Avoid keeping unsecure sites open when online classes are ongoing. It increases the risk of intrusion, thus personal and sensitive information may be compromised. Next slide, please. And as always, we have to take time to read and double check the privacy policies, the notices, and the guidelines to ensure protection and security of your personal data. So we should always be very careful of, we should always take time to read all those things. Oftentimes, this is the neglected part. Tinatamad na tayong basahin yung ating privacy policies, the notices, and the guidelines. So again, as a rule of thumb, always take time to read all those. Now, next slide, please. May I share to you that Our Lady of Fatima University has already its consent and authorization form. So during enrollment, we also give out consent and authorization form. And we also have our data privacy manual. Next slide, please. We also have already our data privacy manual for your reference. Now, lastly, for your concerns, you can email us at dpo_@fatima.edu.ph. We are very responsive of your email to your email queries. And with that, thank you very much for listening. And may I just take the line from the National Privacy Commissioner? Mahalin ang sarili, pahalagahan ang data privacy. Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Thank you very much for walking us through the salient features of the Data Privacy Act. Thank you, Ms. Lucelle Garcia. Moving on with our program, we shall hear now the course requirements. This will be delivered to us by the program head of the College of Nursing, Antipolo Campus. Let us all welcome Dr. Colleen Flores.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our profession has been one of the most noticeable professions nowadays. As such, OLFU and the College of Nursing is very pleased to have you with us in this special online summer term, that you have bravely confronted the challenges of the nursing profession by continuing your education amidst the drastic changes. So to start with, let me give you the technology requirements so that you will be able to catch up with the SOST. So all of these technical requirements from both the faculty and the students. So the operating system requires a minimum of the Windows XP, SP3, and newer versions. For those using the Mac OS X 10.6 and other newer versions, for Linux, Chrome OS is the minimum requirement. For the mobile users, since we are not expecting that everyone would have their own laptops or PCs, iOS 5 and newer versions, and those for Android 2.3. Computer speed and processors, 1 gigabyte of RAM, 2 gigahertz of processor will be enough. For the internet speed, a minimum of 512 KB would be enough. So all of these can also be found in the OLFU Facebook page under the recommended data and device specifications that can be also downloaded. Next slide, please. So accessibility varies from student to student. That is why your Canvas has been already filled with the course modules needed up until the end of the term. So OLFU will implement the 80-20 policy, which is the 80% independent learning and 20% instructor presence. There is now a shift from one size fits all to individualized and differentiated learning. But still, we are all gearing towards one and the same academic goals, meaning the four-walled classrooms that we are used to will no longer be utilized. Instead, the canvas is already filled with the modules for you to download from the start up to the end. Google for Education will also be used. That is why your Fatima email accounts should be already active. For the instructor presence, do not hesitate rather to contact them anytime if you will not be able to join the online sessions due to internet connectivity problems. So our instructors would maximize the use of various social media platforms for you to be able to reach them. I'm sure most of them also, and most of you would use the Facebook Messenger as your primary social media platform. Next slide, please. So the delivery of learning will be synchronous and asynchronous. When you say synchronous, this is also the online sessions, which may be done by Zoom, Google Hangouts, and the newest messenger rooms that Facebook already has nowadays. So while asynchronous sessions would be those done in other various media platforms at any given time for any further clarifications that you may have. So these are the various social media groups that you can contact your instructors also. Next slide, please. So as mentioned earlier, there is now an individualized and differentiated learning. Hence, these are the various learning platforms that may be and will be used by your instructors, which could fit your own learning styles. So we have the visual, wherein you are all familiar with the Microsoft Office. Our G Suite would also have the Google Docs and the G Drive, and iWork for those using the MacBook. Audio, if you are more of the hearing learner, then Audacity, GarageBand, and the Hindenburg may also be used. And you will also notice in your Canvas there is a podcast, there are videos present. So everything is already there laid out for you. Audiovisual learners, these other platforms will also be used. So any of these may be present in your Canvas courses. So let me share with you a video of OLFU to remind you again on how you can access the Canvas. Okay, for additional help videos, you can subscribe to our very own RDIC Director, Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, in his YouTube channel, Dinofied. So do not forget that the Canvas, any helplines for the video help would be there present. Next slide, please. So do not forget that the Canvas icon is accessed when you log into your Fatima email accounts as seen on your screen. Next slide, please. So there you go. Your Canvas courses will be present in your dashboard. Next slide, please. So this is a sample of the module that you can find in your Canvas. Next slide, please. So you will notice that all of the topics are already there uploaded that you can download at any time that you may wish. Next slide, please. So the learning modules downloaded will look like these. Course description and the program course will be present in the learning modules. Instructions and guide will also be there, and the expected outcomes. So you will know what is expected of you to learn with this particular course unit. Illustrations are also there and clear instructions. Now, in sustainable or independent learning is encouraged also. That is why further readings and other references are also placed in the various course modules that we have. Next slide, please. So the components of our course units that you will be downloading from your Canvas, definitely the most important part there are the unit courses or the unit course tasks. So these are your individual activities that you have to accomplish per topic of discussion. Next slide, please. Okay, since in your Canvas, you will notice there are 15 weeks of topics listed, but for the SOST, please be guided that we only have 6 weeks. So we are going to follow the schedule that is found on your screen that can be seen. So the topics covered would be 15. This is just an example for the Nursing Informatics course Canvas. So for week 1, we had which is this week already. This is our kickoff week. Mainly orientations will be done by your instructors. For the next week, which is June 16 to 19, we will be covering course units 1 to 3 for the succeeding weeks, and June 22nd and June 27th. So course units 4 and 6 midterm exam will be administered. June 29th to July 3rd, that is the course units 7 to 9. July 6th to 10th, that is course units 10 to 12. And the last week of the SOST is on July 13th to 17th, which will cover now course units 13 to 15, including the final examinations. So for you to be able to be guided accordingly, the course unit outline is found in your course guides. And the various requirements needed of you is definitely to attend the Zoom meetings scheduled by your instructors. Submit the unit course tasks, which will play a very important role for your SOST. And of course, taking the examinations. This will again be conducted via Canvas. But as Ms. Chua had reiterated earlier, faculty or your instructors will have a means of monitoring your Canvas activity, including monitoring and proctoring the examinations. Next slide, please. Right. So to end, you will always hear the statement that nothing is impossible, but it should also be noted that the word itself says, when pronounced differently, I'm possible. So we flex together, and together we will rise to the top. Again, a pleasant afternoon to all.
Moving on with our program. May I invite our students to answer the survey? The link is posted at the bottom part of your screen. Help us evaluate this grand webinar orientation to help us improve in our future programs. So the link is https://bit.ly/congrandorientation. Ma'am Jackie? before we end our program, so what is your take home in this grand webinar orientation?
Um, Virtual learning may be challenging, but it can be done. Okay, students, we have given you all of your tools. Um, let's all learn in this process and let's enjoy Fatima learning experience. Right, Sir Arnel?
Exactly, Ma'am Jackie. While it may be an adjustment for some, on my point, online learning definitely has its perks as well. One, studying online gives us more flexibility. And the second one, it teaches us self-discipline and responsibility. Would you agree with that, Ma'am Jackie?
Yes, I do agree, Sir Arnel.
Right. So before we end our grand webinar orientation, let us thank the office of Dr. Michael Joseph Dino for helping us out for the for this grand webinar orientation. Thank you to Mr. Joseph and to Sir Chris for helping us out all throughout our orientation since yesterday for our Valenzuela campus. And thank you also, Ma'am Jackie, for being my co-moderator for this grand webinar orientation.
Yes, thank you, Sir Arnel. I also enjoy the experience and thank you to the Research Development and Innovation Center as well.